Hi everyone, it's me, Misha. I'm back trading today since the markets are closed for the Good Friday. You guys pretty much know. And yeah, I'm due since March 19th. Let me just pop out my YouTube chat as always. So you guys feel free to ask a question or show me a setup, your trade, or if you want me to take a look at anything. Oh no, that's not what I meant. Um, I mean, no, that was pop out chat. So yeah. Feel free to ask me a question. The first extremum, which we call transitory, for the for the hourly wave interacting with the wave, the superior time frame, the day time frame support level. What happened here? The volume distribution is not clear, so we would want this bar to be most volumed, like in order for whole thing to reverse, to turn. However, and there is like a good buyer's tail. So I mean, all in all, doesn't look like a reversal, doesn't look like a turn, but it does have volume. So I mean, when it came and interacted to with support level, with the transitory extremum level, we could have played it long without a close. It's a counter trend, and normally we would want to see a close manipulation signal, namely spring of support level. However, with transitory extremum, we could have March 19th, 10 a.m. We could have just played it long right away. Once the 5 minute, oh no, sorry, start interacting with it. Yeah, right here. I'm not a fan of volume distribution. It's kind of good on hourly, but I don't like this one guy. Like this guy here is a little alarming. Slightly bit alarming. So the wave came here, up thrusted, went up. So that was a good coincidence of the levels. Like, for the lack of the better term, I'm still coiling the terminology for what I'm explaining. So yeah, 40, 50. Yeah, this was a spring. So yeah, there is a thing when like levels of superior and inferior time frame coincide. Oops. I don't know, match. I don't know. I'll call it coincidence for now, or coincide for the lack of. You wouldn't call it matching levels. Maybe match levels matched. Let me see. Let me see my dictionary. Correspond? No. Yeah, coincide, match. There's like, my dictionary doesn't offer me better terminology. But yeah, here the 5 minute and hour levels match. So it was in this short impulse, which turned to short balance here. 1, 2, 1, 2. So there could have been an aggressive trade here. However, for aggressive trade, and there was no volume anyways. So yeah, that was a spring, but unvolumed, and we would need a test anyways, and on test it it broke. It closed below the level. So and starting from here, it's a transitory extremum. And here it goes into this massacre. Yeah, pretty much. There was officially spring, but I would have skipped this trade because, and we would have needed, like, technically this was a test, and that's like resume of buying, but the spring already reached the T2 level, which became a creek level of this balance. And I think that would be a reason for me to avoid the trade. It's a nice spring though. It's not the biggest spring. If it was the biggest spring of these downtrend, I would have neglected the fact that on test it already reached the T2, because like range narrows, it's habitual, it happens. It's kind of like it's not about volume, but yeah, there's definitely volume in our face. It's not about volume. And we would have, okay, that was our test. I don't like the volume distribution on hourly though. And on daily, we are in a, we already broke below, we changed the directionality. So our monthly is bullish. Our month is bullish in historical level on monthly. Yeah. So day is bearish in this big correction for this entire uptrend, or maybe even since here. Anyhow, whichever way you look at it, it's in a correction here. Hourly, yeah, it broke kind of deep below the daily level. But this volume is not critical because of the buying tail, so I don't know. It's kind of like, I want to say I would have skipped it just because I see it wouldn't be stop loss, but the reality is it's a good spring in a good level. That's interesting. You see, like, market is all about like borderline situations. Is all about borderline situations. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's like rather something to skip than to trade. Um, than to trade. Yeah. I think that's a skip. Like if to be like super technical, well, to be super technical, like it didn't give us a test. So on the spring already reached its potential within the day volume, and it's not a coincidence of day and hour anymore because in volume distribution, you normally also want to like T1 to be like that would be another reason I think to skip because you normally want like to see the big volume on T1 and then it kind of like consolidates here and then boom, it springs the volume T1 and then it goes. If it this T1, if it like springs like this, like here, and gave us a test, that would be a go. But here I think it's a skip. And also on hourly, it's kind of like after all this downtrend, would I expect that it will reverse in one bar reversal? I wouldn't. Normally it's like a truck, it's like a train, just like falling down of a cliff and just expect that it will just hit and not even like going lower. So it's what's called, I think in Wyckoff methodology, it's called preliminary stop, which never stops the trend. And there's automatic rally, and then boom, it goes lower, and then it springs. You know, it's like phase E of Wyckoff methodology. So I would have skipped it. Long story short, I would have skipped it. And this volume distribution also like would give me a reason to think that volume distribution is not in turn of the wave. I would have skipped after it closed this. Mm, oops. After it closed this candle bearish for 1 hour, we could have looked at it in continuation of the trend, which wouldn't make much sense. In continuation of the trend, yeah. Um, oops. Starting from here for an hour. And I would go here. It's spring here. Rock below, and it changed. Like once it changed directionality, there is no point of looking at it. Yeah, once it changed directionality, the next stop is 0.5. Even we wouldn't be like throwing 0.5 on this downtrend just because it already reached its potential, interacting with the daily level. So we would have moved our support level here. And technically, like, we adjusted the rules recently in our school and in the school that I studied in, and transitory extremum, if it's a subject to one bar rule, so it was only one bar correction and then two bearish candles. So we can move it here. But again, not very exciting. There is no volume. It's unvolumed. There is some volume on the spring though. So here we could have tried our luck again without closed manipulation signal, just on this bounce. It's not a bounce, it's a manipulation. And what happened here was it went down, then it broke above, broke above, broke above, broke above. Okay. Uh, Down below. Broke down, but then went up again. So it was kind of balanced here ish. And went down. Anyhow, it went down. Doesn't matter. Down. Wow. Here it kind of teases us again. But once again, we need a test. Yeah, and it doesn't give us a test. And the volume distribution is not great. Yeah. Mm. Interesting. It's kind of better than this situation because it's not one bar rule no more. But the volume, yeah, if this is like, no, that doesn't make much sense. Um, if you put the volume here, there is volume here because like two bars form extremum. So you can say there is a splash of volume, but everything is so tight here. I really don't feel uh, how you how you get a trade here. How you get a trade here. That's interesting. Let's log it in. So technically, yeah, there's like, this is a test. Test goes in 0.5. You can like you can by our rules you can neglect the fact that it already reached its potential on inferior time frame. And you can see that it goes. I'm just not sure I would be able to identify it in the moment. And take profit is above an hourly level, which is okay because we consider it will bounce from here. It's interesting. It's interesting. Let's log it because I see it in our journal. Mm, what if you look at it like differently? So here it changed the directionality, right? It broke above. And Yeah, this is E. Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, this is way better. So here's our transitory extremum. Yeah, this is way better. This is our volumed transitory extremum. Not the biggest volume, but I mean, it's volumed for sure. We have this volume in our face, fully tested, and this volume fully tested. So it's the biggest untested volume. Then it breaks above. We have a volume, the biggest volume on this reaction bar. And then there is a correction to 0.5 and the spring with the volume. Yeah, that's the trade. Okay. Could have hit our stop loss by accident. So if you take 10 ticks, 62, 6, 4, 8, and 4, 62, 62, 6, 4, 8, and 4. 62, 6, 4, 8, and 62, 6, 3, 2. So this is longer. Yeah, that would have hit our stop. Yeah, so it's more like this now. We need the bigger stops, but like regardless, this didn't go. I think this is more like a stop. I don't like it visually. Six, 2, 6, 4, 8, and 5. 6, 2, 6, 4, 8, and 4. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it because it's like one bar reversal. This will be hard to identify it, and it's already this. Yeah. So that's a stop. That's a stop. Let me log it into my logbook. Logbook. Trade number 6. March 19th. March 19th. Months. Okay, so counter trend trade 6B short impulse. Oops. Impulse. I'm not sure I like this trade at all because everything is on volumed and volume T1, volumed spring though, and volumed T1, support level, daily support level. Yeah. Yeah, and volume distribution is not great here. I mean, let's log it just for whatever sake. But I mean, I'm really not a fan of how volume is distributed on hourly and yeah, on minutes it's also, oops. It's also kind of here, but like after it made conservative setup, you see like the aggressive would have worked out, would have worked out if I neglected the fact that it already broke T2, but well, this is an accident. This is all right. And yeah, yeah, there was no reason to wait for test. Good volume spring and 0.5. Sometimes stop is just a stop. Conservative, and conservative is way better conservative than aggressive. Not in this specific case. Conservative trend, a counter trend trade, counter trend trade 6B. So long impulse, sign of strengths, bar level plus support level plus 0.5 correction plus volumed spring calculated affordable stop loss, wanted to risk to reward, take profit. Yes. Stop, unfortunately. Counter trend, conservative, spring. Spring. Let me link this. No. Let me link this image. The accident happened. It's not an accident, it's a stop. 315. 315. Yeah, stop level negative 310. Stop loss negative 310. It only went in our direction. 63,105, 63,105 from the 63,105. Doesn't really matter, but just like you always want to log how much it went about you. And actually this stop would have saved. So we can log this. So 62,632 from the 62,632 less. Yeah, if our stop loss was like 17 ticks more, we would have been in profit. But shit happens. And then it breaks above. And yeah, daily was in downtrend and correction. I mean, the whole thing is bizarre, but let's just be consistent. Breaks above. We can trade in continuation of the trend ever since here. And yeah, and this 0.5. This volume though is indicative. You got to be careful when it gives you like the biggest volume like this here. It's like, uh-oh, signs of correction or a turn. Let's see it in minutes. Let's see it in minutes. Yeah, here. Kind of reversed here, made an up thrust. Never mind at this support level. Yeah, well, just down, and then here it went down in zero 0.5. Like 1 bar reversal again. Like this situation here. With this, like, yeah, I'll be like super careful. I would like stay away from any trading here. Um, because of how volume distributed on hourly. Like it peaked here and closed bearish. That's concerning. Um, and also 1 stop per day. If I got this stop in real life, I would have, I would have, oops, I would have walked away from my monitor. Uh, this volume, like the volume distribution doesn't look, it looks short. It doesn't look in reversal. You see this volume and then it goes lower. But this is spring. Yeah, like I definitely would stay away just because it already broke the T2 level. So like by no means this is a test for this spring. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Is this volume? No. Yeah, it kind of went to this volume and then it bounced. But it's not a test anymore. It's an independent approach. And then in point 0.5, it's not a level, it's a zone. Like level zone, regardless, is just a cloud of interest. But especially in point 0.5, you just expect one bump, one bounce, and either you take it or no. And it's not like a wave level or even a bar level. So yeah, there's nothing I would have waited here for um, to play. Yeah. So that would be it for this episode, and then it goes down. We can, since we think um, we think it's an uptrend. So when it comes here, we can look for long entries. Where's it on daily? Yeah. Mm, yeah, here. Broke's down. So transitory extreme is here. Goes up here. Goes up here. Change the direction to long with this volume. Goes higher. Now this. And now this. And then goes down again. Here's a new transitory extremum and then goes up. Well, technically it springs. Technically. Oh wait, no, never mind. It didn't break it. It upthrusted it. So it goes higher, higher, higher. Here's the upthrust. This is the biggest upthrust. Yeah, I think here is like some form of balance. But it's like way too above 0.5 anyways. Boom, and then falls off the cliff. Yeah, nothing here, and by the time it even comes here, it's already, yeah, then it falls off the cliff. Falls off the cliff. The one thing in the favor of the trade we took here is that, like, even the reaction bar failed to close below the level. So you see how it's kind of, it goes, officially it continues the downtrend, but it's so weak. The manipulation bar has the buying tail and closes above the level. The reaction bar has a bigger buying tail and closes above. So it all fails to close below. So you would expect that this is like kind of a train falling down, and here it's kind of slows down, and then reverses and goes. It was just a, you know, unfortunate coincidence that this little tail, this little test of the spring stopped us out. So don't feel bad. And we see similar situation here. You see, like, market tends to repeat itself in one episode. It's kind of like those are like patterns of group behavior of the market participants. Like, does this look familiar? Again, manipulates, kind of closes bearish, but with this buying tail and above the level. And here, okay, officially, like, every system is imperfect, and so it is this system. And here's like, okay, I'm breaking it down, but it doesn't even close. Neither of the bars close below the. So the buyers here do not allow sellers to close below the support level. So even though officially it's broken, um, and that was actually expansion of the level, so we could have continued. Wait, we could have continued. I'm sorry. To look for long entries up to here. Aggressive, we need a test, and this close below. Yeah, so never mind, it's gone. It's gone, and it upthrusts this and goes above. And since it's broke, we wouldn't be able to look. We would be on the opposite, like checking this level, because officially you got to be super careful again. Like, even though system shows that's the first sign of the um, trend reversal from uptrend that started there to downtrend, but it's the first sign. And then what's the biggest volume? It's kind of like their equal volume, this being slightly bigger. So technically the break on the ice bar is here, but you see market just disrespects it. And that's also a clear sign of it. It respected 0.5 a little bit, but after you are already past the volume level, like, the 0.5 doesn't really count that much. And look, if you really see like where it started from, it will be here. But yeah, let's play by the book. There was absolutely nothing short here. uh, and here you wouldn't even look for, because, and also the volume distribution here is indicative of, it doesn't look, it looks like an accident. It looks more like it's a continuation of the long trend. And when it comes up here, like, we know for sure, we was like, okay, so that was an accident. That was supposed to close bullish here. And that's how we've gotten here, and all up to this bar close. We could have, so starting from here, once reaction bar closed, we could have played in continuation of the trend a little bit. Biggest volume being here, so that's also our sign of strength. It's a reaction bar level. Yeah, let's see. See, a lot of time, like, if you don't catch the wave in the beginning of it, normally it won't give you like a clear entry points during the impulse. So if you didn't get an entry point in the beginning of the wave within my school of trading, you more stay away. That looked like an entry point, but unfortunately, kind of like it also like that was an accident. So it was meant to be a bullish bar, but it wasn't. So, and this was the biggest volume. That was the test, and that was uh, low 66947. 66943. So it did like if this was a test level, if this like spring this level, that would be an entry point, but it didn't. And on 5 minutes on inferior time frame, we do not. Yeah, and here change directionality. We play by the book on inferior. On superior time frame, you can be like, oh hi, that was an accident. But on inferior time frame, when you're looking for entry point, um, you more so play by the book unless it's like something outrageously. It's like so sweet. It's impossible to miss. It's so sweet on superior time frame. Everything looks long on monthly, daily, hourly, and then 5 minutes gives you a little bit of imperfection. You're like, okay, never mind. I still want the straight. So technically, change directionality here and confirm. So ever since here, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be looking for a long entries no more. Sleep no more. Oh, do you know, guys, that they've closed? They just wrapped up in March, I think. After 11 years, Sleep No More is gone to sleep. They're gonna be staging something new though. I've been there. I experienced Sleep No More. That was so cool. And I was called in to interact. Like during the show, they pick up a random person from the audience. And there's like 3 spots like that where they pick up an audience member to interact with. And all 3 times I was picked in my group, which pissed off my partner of the time beyond any measure. She was so mad at me. She didn't like the fact I was an actor at all. But yeah, I was telling, oops, I was telling that here, yeah, just like fell off the cliff. Here, it gives us, this is a good volume. I like this volume, and the spring is good, but the test goes below, and I would have skipped it because of how deep the test is. So technically, right, there's this situation, but practically, I mean, volume distribution is not bad at all. It's all tested. But yeah, like the fact that the test closed below the support level, I would have skipped it. And yeah, and then nothing here. Then there's like a balance here. Yeah, and then it closes, it breaks the level. And the next stop would be, where would be the next stop? I feel like to take a break. I was auditioning. I was like self-taping today earlier. So even though it hasn't been so long since I'm streaming, but yeah, I think we'll just put it on pause here. Yeah, guys. I'll disconnect and we'll continue later. And I need a break. Oh, and we're already in 25th. Oh, okay. Not bad at all. We are in 25th of March now. Mm, I have 4 more days to catch up with my back trade. Okay? Uh, but see you guys later. Stay well, trade profitable. Yeah, see you soon.